Arsenal versus Sporting in the quarterfinal Champions League second leg. We're 1-0 up on aggregate. The biggest week for me in Mikel Arteta's Arsenal tenure so far, and a major week for these players. Opportunity to go to the semi-finals of the Champions League. We now know we'll be facing Atletico Madrid, who beat Barca in a very, very entertaining game yesterday. A team that we beat early in the season 4-0. But I will caveat it, we did the same thing to PSG last season, faced them in the semi-finals, and it was a different team. So I'm not going to use that as a judgment, but if I'm looking at who has the better attacking players, more of the threat in terms of how, like, what I think I'll be more fearful of, it would have been Barca. So I would have loved to play Barca for, like, you know, history and memories and, you know, revenge, but we got Atletico Madrid. Well, we will have Atletico Madrid if Arsenal get through. It's a huge week. We lost against Bournemouth. City called back in the title race. We already got knocked out of the FA Cup. We lost in the FA Cup final. Sorry, in the Carabao Cup final to Man City. And, you know, we've been playing a style of football that's been very worrying, struggling to retain possession, struggling to really penetrate and really cause any threat to opponents constantly through a game. And looking like a team that wants to go and grip whatever it is they want to get this season. And in this case, the Champions League or the Premier League, or both. But I feel like sometimes we're lucky when the season's not over. You're lucky when you have another opportunity in football, because it gives you another opportunity to right the wrongs, to change things and to change the feeling and the narrative. If Arsenal completely dismantle Sporting today, or at least progress through and play well, you see a difference in terms of the way the football play, whether that's from the lineup Mikel plays, depending on the availability, or in terms of just the way that the players play within the team, because the players have to take a lot of responsibility to play, but there has to be a level of passion, a level of hunger, a level of fire, a level of desire to say every minute on that pitch can't be wasted, because every minute could be a minute to where we could be closer to where we want to be, to where the game could be easier if we score, and to where that we can take the game to where we want to take it to. Of course, one thing this team has to learn is a game manager. There's going to be moments where you're going to be out of possession, where you're going to have to be in a block, where you're going to have to press, where the other team's going to be moving the ball well or creating, but you have to manage it well. And when you do win the ball, it's not just booting the ball back because you're fearful of not losing the ball, or fearful of all that stuff. The team has to remove fear. I think Mikel said it, no fear, all fire. All fire. You have to play with a level of anger and aggression and passion, but that passion will ignite the magic that's within you. And this is what I'm looking at to see today, because realistically, I'm not looking so ahead to the City game, even though that's my focus, because I feel like the City game isn't a factor unless we take care of this game. And obviously, luckily, we have the Champions League game potentially to go, as I said, second semi-final in a consecutive years for the first time in our history, and potentially face a suitable final. To me, an easy opposition that we played last year to potentially make our first final since 2006. And this is still within the Premier League, being within our touching distance and our reach. So the opportunity is huge. Me as a fan, I know it. I'm pretty sure all of us as fans know it. These players and Mikel, I'm pretty sure they know it too. But now it's about showing the action, showing how much that looks like, and making sure you do all that you can to win. So in the first leg, Sporting are a decent team. They play a good brand of football. They try to attack very quickly. They try to go forward as much as possible. They play the ball in behind. Of course, they're going to be the away team, but they're behind and it's like 1-0, so they're going to have to come out and play. I think those notions should suit Arsenal. I think Arsenal should stop. Teams have not given us that respect in terms of just not pressing us or not trying to take the game to us. And Arsenal now have to give that disrespect back to these teams in terms of saying, I don't care, if you're not going to press us, this is how we're going to punish you. And that comes from the likes of a Zubimendi or a Rice or Eze who plays, the attacking players, the fullbacks, like the centre back, everyone. Be brave when you play. When you see the ball, be on the half turn. Play the ball between the lines, penetrate centrally, penetrate out wide. Attackers, good first touches, clinical crosses, efficient moves, take shots, but at least let the shots hit the target, let it test the keeper. I don't mind if you take long range shots, I don't mind if you shoot across, I don't mind, but attack, you get the ball. I'm not saying just boot it forward, but if you can play a forward pass, play it. And I want to see that level of intent from these players, but then the quality as well, because sometimes we do that. As I've said in my watch-alongs, I'll be watching the game, we'll be playing the ball forward, and then the attackers and the cams receive the ball, and then they're losing it. We did that a lot against Bournemouth in the first half, so I don't want to see that. Let's see what lineup does. Mikel was very fiery in his press conference, talking about that if you know how much what I've done to get the club to where I've got it to. I don't think I've ever seen him talk like that. He said that I'm on fire. If you know how much I've done to get the club to where I want to, you know how much I want us to win, how much I want to take this moment. So obviously, and of course, the guy fully rebuilt the club from the bottom up, which is why I back him, because I can respect it. And I always remember what the club was like before and for years before, and the job that it would have taken for Arsenal to be where we were at. None of us would have dreamed of Arsenal being where we're at, from where we were at, going on how the club had been running for so many years. And the fact that the guy's able to turn everything around, was so close, doesn't mean that you can't criticise him, but my support is going to be unwavered, because especially that the narrative that people say, oh, if he wins it or even win Champions League, I still want him gone, I think is wild. I think it's insane actually, because I think that doesn't make any sense. It comes from an entitlement thing, it comes from a non-appreciative thing, because it's all about this non-patient thing. But at the end of the day, teams don't just win titles throughout constantly. Like, you have to earn the right to be there each season. You have to earn the right to get into these late stages of competitions and be in the title races, because teams fall off. Teams have their cycles. Some of those cycles are 1 year, some of the cycles are a couple of years, some of those cycles are just at one time and then they're never there again. And we've been constantly there. But what we want to do is go over the line in general. And I believe in these group of players and this manager to do it. So today it starts. The football they want to see, the energy that you create, the magic and vibration and electricity that it would do will pour out into the fans. And we're seeing the football and the passion and the riskiness and the flair and everything and the intent and then the quality shown as well. Then everyone gets more gas and gets more fiery. Win this game and put us in semi-final. We'll be gassed about knowing that we could potentially be on the Champions League round this season. But then the momentum going to that City game is all there. We kind of wiped that Bournemouth loss out of our system, because if we didn't have a Champions League game, we would have had to dwell on it for a week. Dwell on it, all the noise, all the media, all the nonsense that people be spewing, and then obviously not knowing how the players are taking it, but we get to see their reaction today. Going into my predicted lineup, this is what I want to see in the game. I don't know if Mikel's going to do it. In terms of team news, he said there potentially might be some people back. I saw in the little teaser on the videos that it looked like Saka's back in the first 2 seconds. But I don't know even if he is back, if he will start. But this will be my lineup for the game. So I'll go David Raya in goal. I would go... I'll go Ben right back. I think as poor as he's been, I think I potentially might play Mascara against City if Timber's not back, and I want to see if Ben White can have a response game. Saliba Gabriel centre back. I'll give Lewis Skelly another run. I think he was quite good against Bournemouth. It wasn't like amazing, but I don't think he was the problem. And then I'm going to go with Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Emirates Eze in the 10. Off the right, I'm going to go with Max Dowman. Off the left, Martinelli. And down the middle, I'll go with Gokeres in this game. I think I want to see Dowman's magic. Obviously, if Saka's on the bench, Madueke's had a lot of runs to start. I think he's been okay. But I want to see Dowman given a chance in this game to potentially influence it. I think Zubimendi, all the criticism he's come under, he's an amazing player. And I've criticised him too. He looks a bit leggy, he looks a bit tired, mentally drained. But at the end of the day, he's the type of player that if he's on it, he will really affect our team. And I think I can see from Eze's press conference that what he was speaking about, Mikel's, the energy, like I feel like the players know that they need to respond. They know that they need to play with no fear. They know that. And I feel like we've been saying this for a long time. But even more now, when it gets to more close to the crunch time and you take an L, you take a moment, I think it wakes you up even more. Because yeah, it's like failing a mock exam when you're in school in January. And you're like, but then if you fail a mock exam in like March, a month before your exam or something, you're going to really wake up. Do you know what I mean? Well, I assume you would. So let's see what we do. My score predictions for this game, I'm going to go, what do I big? I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. I think we're going to score a lot of goals. I think we're going to play some good football and be in good stead. I hope there is some Saka minutes. I hope there is some Timber minutes if he's available. And if not, maybe we see some point on Odegaard and all that. But just play good football, Arsenal. Play the kind of football that inspires you. I watched Barcelona in 2 minutes yesterday score a goal from Lamine Yamal in a game that they had to win. And the way that they played that game, of course, the red card, I think they probably win that game without the red card. But Arsenal need to play with that level of intent. We have the quality, we have the ability to do that. There's no reason we can't. We're at the top of the league, we've been perfect in Champions League, we've gone far in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, not because we're not dead, not because our manager is good, because we are very good and we have a great manager. So show that and play that. I believe in you guys. Comment down below what you guys think, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure you join the watch along later, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Come on, you Arsenal, man.